Hey gang, Sam Ward here, and again, the goal is to stay alive for 4 days on the Appalachian Trail. I've been thinking about, we're going to talk about what it means to carry a weight like this on your back, or in other words, a burden. Ready? Here we go. I got a little later start today on the trail than I planned, so you can see again how different everything looks, different times of day, and I'm looking forward to that on the trail as we hike, and you see not only different pieces of geography, mountains, cliffs, ravines, meadows, whatever it is, trees, forests, and then to see them at different times of day. It's going to be really interesting, I think. One of the things that is becoming very evident to me is the importance of pack weight. That's right, pack weight. That thing that you have been waiting for me to talk about, pack weight. Yeah, basically, how heavy is that thing on your back? So, to give you an idea, there's a ratio. So, hypothetically, let's say you are a 150 to 155 year old, 150 to 155 pound guy. That means you want to make sure that your pack weight is around 30 to 35 pounds, right? Because if you're carrying that thing all day, you got limits. I am weighing in right around at 30 pounds with this pack. Part of it is I have a bear canister. Again, the goal is not to get eaten by bears. So a bear canister, it seals the smells in. So you want to make sure that you keep not only your food, but also your toothpaste in your bear canister. And you keep it about 100 feet from your tent. And it's plastic, they can't get into it. The only way into it is with a screwdriver, simple lock. But that adds 3.5 pounds for the bear canister, plus all the food, plus your water, okay? So at this point, I'm asking, like, what can I get rid of? I had a little pair of travel binoculars, small ones. That's gone. Don't need that. So I'm taking stuff out of my pack because, man, this pack can get heavy. It is not always light. It becomes a burden. I was reminded as I was thinking about the burden of this pack of what Jesus said. He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Whoa, careful there. Later, Paul actually says something similar. He says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." So lots of things you could say about the yoke, but it's a burden. It is a burden. So one of the things that Jesus says, hey, get rid of that pack of sin that's on your back. You don't need it anymore. Do you remember the story of Pilgrim's Progress? Paul Bunyan wrote it years and years ago. The picture is of this Christian pilgrim, and he's walking. He finally gets to the cross. He stops, and the pack falls off his back and rolls down the hill because he's been freed. Think about this. For religious people, I mean, this was a big deal for the Jews. They had man-made laws on top of that. The Jews had 613 laws on top of all of the biblical commands. That's a lot of laws. That's a lot of weight to carry around. So one time Jesus was talking to the religious leaders of his day, and he said, "You experts of the law, woe to you, because you load people down with burdens they can hardly carry, and you yourselves lift not one finger to help them." So Jesus came to free us from sin, but he also came to free us from legalism, from man-made laws. Later in the New Testament, Luke says, this is in Acts, he says, "It seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us not to burden you with anything beyond the following requirements." And he says, hey, don't eat food that's been sacrificed with idols. Don't eat the meat of strangled animals, and stay away from sexual immorality. He says, hey, we're trying to keep this basic here. Don't want to weigh you down. So anyway, as I'm walking the trail with this pack on my back. I'm imagining the weight that maybe you're carrying right now. I have no idea what that is. What weight you might feel, whether it's something that you feel like God has laid on you, whether it's something that man has laid on you. Maybe someone is in the middle of grief right now. Maybe someone's dealing with parenting issues, relational issues. Maybe it's work issues. I have no idea what you're carrying. Here's what I know. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest." He didn't make you to carry the weight of sin. He didn't make you to carry the weight of all these man-made laws. He came to free you from that. That's the God that we serve. That's the Jesus that is walking with us on the trail. That's the God that you serve. He says, be free. For you, whatever you're carrying, walk with Jesus. He wants to free you from the weight of that pack.